They did this for more than 100 years. After many years, Allah spoke to the Prophet again. This time he asked the Prophet to start building a ship. It has to be a big ship in which every pair of animal on this earth can be there, said Allah. The Prophet was confused. He didn't know how to build a ship, and no one had ever made a ship before. In spite of this, the Prophet started making the ship with the help of makers. First, they made plans for building the ship. Here in this picture, the people are making the ship, and this ship is starting to get ready. No one knows the exact size of the ship. Some says it had a length of 600 feet and others says it had a length of 2,400 feet. Whatever it was, the ship was sure going to be a gigantic one. We will help you to build the ship, said his children and the Muslim, and they joined the Prophet. First, the Prophet had to choose a place for building the ship. He chose the mountains far away from the city. The Prophet collected the tools and set out to build the ship. They started cutting down the trees for wood. Yes, it was the same trees that he planted more than 100 years back. So here Prophet Nuh alayhi salam is cutting the tree for getting more wood to build the ship. Then they started building the ship as per the plan. The men worked very hard, day and night, to build the ship. When the disbelievers saw the Prophet building a ship on top of the mountain, they started making fun of him. "You are such an old fool," they said. "Why would you possibly need a ship so huge?" The others said, "And how are you going to take it into the sea?" "You would come to know very soon," replied the Prophet. The people didn't know why the Prophet was building the ship, and they thought that the Prophet had lost his mind. In this, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam is collecting the tools and the woods, and the disbelievers are making fun of him. Suddenly the flood started to come and raining was started. Prophet called all the Muslims and animals. They went in the ship. Prophet asked his wife and his son, who was not his followers. His son said, "Don't worry, I will save myself from the water." His wife and his son and all the disbelievers climbed on the mountain, and Prophet, Muslims and all the animals were in the ship. The water level became high and killed all the disbelievers. Prophet said, "Bismillahirrahmanirrahim," and the boat started moving. In this picture, the flood came and the rain started heavily, and the water level became really high. And in this, and the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and his and the Muslims made this. They made this, and in this, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam was there, and the Muslim and the animals. And on the other side, here is the top of the here is the big mountain on which the disbelievers and his son as well as his wife was standing. And because of the high level of the water, the flood came and they were killed by the water. Thank you. Jazakallah.